I pledge allegiance to the statement about how we behave here at the meeting. Thank you all for being here. Our board has adopted policy and procedure 1400-1402, meeting conduct, order of business, and forum, which are available on the district website. This policy ensures that all meetings are conducted in a civil, orderly, and businesslike manner. Whether you're a board member, staff, student, or guest, we all follow the same standards of civility during these meetings. Next. Starting July 1, 2024, all regular board meetings are audio and video recorded and available on the district website in compliance with RCW 42.30.0. Recordings, which include board comments and public testimony, will be kept for at least 1 year. Public comment is required at regular meetings. At regular meetings for final actions as defined by RCW 42.30.024 is taken. We value public participation, and each regular board meeting includes a public comment period as required by the Open Public Meetings Act, RCW 42.30.40. Comments can be made verbally or in writing. Written comments must be submitted at least 24 hours before the meeting and must follow the board's standards of civility. Public comment is limited to 30 minutes with each public comment. We have a total of 30 minutes. Each speaker can get as much as 3 minutes, cannot donate time to other speakers or speak more than once per meeting, even if time remains. This period is for the board to listen, not engage in dialogue. The board will not respond to comments, questions, or challenges during the comment period, and silence should not be interpreted as agreement or disagreement. However, the board chair may ask for clarifications, and district staff may follow up with individuals after the meeting. Please be mindful of the impact of your words. Each speaker is responsible for their own statements, not the district. Certain remarks could violate privacy laws or be considered defamatory. If you are unsure about the legal implications of your comments, we recommend seeking legal advice. In closing, we ask that everyone help us model for all our students that are respectful and inclusive sound health. Thank you for all being here and for your contributions. Come on in. So for our first order of business, we're going to have a presentation by Ms. Lisa Gills about 100 fellows. Awesome.
So this is the first year I've had more than my class participate, so I'm really excited that Jessica, or Ms. Massingill and Ms. Wilson participated with their students as well in a way that allowed their students to also reach 100 miles. So we are going to go ahead and start with Ms. Massingill, and she's going to present her certificates, her awards to her students. If you want to come on up, and what we'll do is we'll take a picture with each class, and then we'll take a group picture at the end. And perhaps we could wait until they're all gathered to give them applause. Okay.
Okay, up first we've got Giovanni Martinez with 100.25 miles. Next we've got Clayton Labaki with 100.25 miles. And next we've got Lee Lewin with 101
chew it. So, Miss Nightingale, did you want a picture with your kids first?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, is that all of them?
And Miss Wilson. She's trying.
We could just do that with everybody.
All right,
Oh, we're waiting.
from my class, Titus Torres with exactly 100 miles. And Miss Sutton Mason with 100 and a half miles. And with 104 miles and 3/4 of a mile, Toby Estrada. Because we're gonna get a group picture. Okay. All right, got a few more. Some of my students are not here tonight because of other obligations or baseball games. But starting off, I'm going from incrementally from low to high, but Morgan Sample, 103 miles. And I will go ahead and call their name even if they're not here. Coleman Benheimer had 103. Had 103. We do have someone here. His name is Chase Cesarian. Our next friend who's here is Arthur. We have Kaylee Burton with 109. Riley Frank has 119. We have Aries Osborne, 123. Jackson Sprague, 142 miles. Okay, the last three boys I'm gonna call, they've been, they've been competing with one another, but they've also been working really hard at trying to stay with one another. And there's a slight difference, probably because of absence or whatever, but Noah Foster with 173. The last two boys, I guess I'll have to do it alphabetically, because they're exactly the same with 178 miles. Orion Booth. And Omar Saber.
You look lazy, G.
Just did 100 miles today.
Good job, guys.
baby. All right, now we're gonna do first game.
Oh, I was just taking.
I just want to read this one last one. This is, I don't know what that's called.
Trying to go and stuff, and I'm like, no, dude,
I just like fast. Like, it was 9 naps. It was almost. Let's go. I just finished one. So, how would you come out to me and tell me?
hey, just sit down, wait a minute.
It was 9 naps. You would 9 naps. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for coming.
But you watch it. If you walk one nap
I will, I'll do
in
it tonight.
your school.
Jason, can I get a group photo from you? I was just taking one of Lisa and her kids, and I thought they were gonna all.
I'm trying to send it to Carrie right now.
Oh, okay, if you're sending it. I'm gonna talk to you real quick too. Okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna ask for approval of the regular school board meeting minutes for Thursday, April 24th.
That's fine. Totally, thank you.
Approval of
I move to approve special school board meeting.
I didn't know it was wrong.
Tuesday. Yeah.
I can barely drive 100 miles, much less run 100.
All in favor? I'm sorry, I moved. All in favor, say aye. We do have a public comment.
Sure.
I'm glad they all left.
So, I don't know if everybody in the board knows me. And so besides working here as a paraeducator and a bus monitor, I'm also the classified union chapter president. And I've served in this role over the years for almost 29 years. So I'm familiar with the job and dealing with the districts, and I view us as working in cooperation. We're all here, let's just get things done and stuff. And so my concern was, we saw the list of classified employees who proposed to be rehired, but we also had a great reduction in force. We call it layoff. And so, as I did the math, I thought it was published, it was actually 13% of our classified employees are being laid off. And have to be paras, there's more paras than anything else out there. And so one of our paras actually retiring this year, that leaves us 7 people down going into next year. And so the district has a right to lay off and rehire. And so it's just a large number. We always do like 2, maybe 3. So I was quite shocked because I had no clue this was happening. And so if I know it's happening, I can help defuse the situation. I can explain to our employees that here's the rationale. We have students maybe we think are moving, or we have budget cuts. I was totally unaware until last week. And so in all my years of serving as a union president, that was a first for me. Because my members come to me and say, honestly, they think I'm lying. I don't know. I really do not know what's going on. Still don't know what's going on. But we've had a hard time filling these jobs. I don't know if you as a board know that we post and post and post these jobs. We can't get people to do the jobs. It's a difficult job. working with some of our students who have higher needs and stuff, and a lot of the social emotional stuff that our kiddos have nowadays. So my concern is being able to retain staff that have already been trained, so we put the money into them. Because it's hard to train them once you get going, because we're working with students. And then keeping them on board, waiting for maybe the potential of being called back, because you don't know. Maybe you have to go get a job, you have a family to support and all that kind of stuff. And so I have no choice but to say, go apply for unemployment. We don't know what's in it, because I don't know. I don't know if we plan on trying to retain, call them back or anything. So that was just my concern. And I appreciate your time and thank you.
Thank you. One quick clarification, because I didn't answer. I had more conversations about this.
I've always been called and told.
Thank you. There were business that we have is, again,
To approve the consent agenda?
all in favor? And then we'll get the fiscal and enrollment report.
All those people have to go back in and find out.
Well, go ahead and start with enrollment. I promise you I have the right number this time. So with that being said, we'll even have more kids leaving again for next month, so I'll report on June next month. But, so for this month, we have, for K through 12, just want to emphasize that, we have 452.44 students. Our average, we're still up over what we budgeted, but you can compare it to the September 4740 and just see the difference. We're down a little bit in TK as well at 25. Morning start, 8.74. Open doors, we are at 13 and I don't expect that to change for June, so I only budgeted 10 for that, so we're 3 over budget. Month of April. For the month of April, we are at $796,059. 59,000, sorry. In-house. It's down a little bit. They take the 3-year average over to the side, so our difference is we're up 46,570. Bottom. I mean, so we're gray right now. 424, 25. So it's following suit, I guess. Back to April. So April was a big month. As far as tax collections go, in both our general fund and our capital projects fund, now that we have a capital projects levy. So I kind of brought that up after the fact a little bit last month. So it's a $2 million levy, and at this point, this month we're at $879,470. And then we had a grant for apportionment for our small school modernization grant over at the elementaries, which is still going. So we should have one more grant claim on that. But that's where we're at with that. So our main focus is always on the general fund, as we will know. And so for that, the total revenue was $1,495,885. And I didn't want to have something be in before docs permanently, but Carrie had asked me to go ahead, and it's going to look kind of weird, but I'll just pass it along. So if you guys want the breakdown. So this is our grants of March, but it comes in April apportionment, and these are our breakdowns. So for our state different grants, we had $42,744,020, and then, like I mentioned before, the capital grant was the $213,234. And then our expenditures for the month of April were $1,333,552. So. I have taken out the federal portion because that was all the COVID money and it didn't need to be there. So this is the first month that we have, for revenue, that we've been in the budget since September and October. So that basically is once again due to our levy funds. And so we are in the positive for once. And with that being said, we're still over our budgeted revenues. So our budget revenues were $8,079,963, and year-to-date our revenues are $8,135,827. So we're still over it, but I think that's good. And then our percent that is 69.28%, 20%. Our expenditures. Okay, so our expenditures were $243,607 above what was budgeted, so that's good as well. I did put this up a little bit, and so our expenditures at 64.23%. So that's right in the ballpark. So that's our expenditures, the revenue are on. And then for ASB, their total revenue for the month of April was $5,128, and their expenditures were $1,756. Everything once again, but so our total ending fund balance is $2,451,900. That brings our little chart to our whopping, back up there. So that's the good news. So the use of, so right now we're above, but don't worry, that number will come down really soon. But our bar graph is right back up there, and you can see too in October when we got our taxes. Now we got our taxes. Now we're going to go down. So,
And can you just say how it's different this year because of the cumulative cutoff? Usually we have all these expenditures through July.
well, we're still going to have to. It will still be in the same fiscal year until August. We're just going to have to reopen POs after that. We're not going to stop spending. Because we can't.
But we're doing a lot of purchasing now that we normally.
We are doing a lot of purchasing right now.
Yeah, we
July, so June
Yes.
will be inflated.
Yeah.
Because we won't be doing all those purchases.
Yeah.
We usually do July and August.
Yeah. So now is the time, because we do have a cutoff, and then we'll reopen either the open POs that we have to carry over, which we might have to be in that situation, can be carried over. It can't be a batch status or work in progress, and that just might be some of that capital stuff that we have to deal with. But other than that, we're going to have to open new POs in the cumulative system, and which I've mentioned numerous times at the end of August, it's almost impossible to do one of these reports. And so, and we'll have new people taking over by then. So, anyhow, with that being said, and a new system. So, any questions about the budget?
Okay, so Jordan, who is our athlete and in band, and tonight is a band concert. Sorry, Mike.
No,
You tell us we're doing this too.
We're going to move right on. We're going to do this. We're going to ask the superintendent to do the student report, and then we'll get the superintendent. Thank you. No, I was rolling with that.
Yeah, so Jordan's at the band concert tonight, which is happening right now, and and she is our student board rep next year. So we might need to have her do video, like do a video report and then play it here or something, because it's going to be the exact same situation next year.
Yeah.
But her board report is school activities, 4-day weekend. Last weekend, May 23rd and 26th, we had off. She said, prom was a success. It was held at the Norris Farmstead. I heard nothing but positives about it. Students were thrilled. It was off-site. They decorated the bus. We bussed, say, quite a few students and more students coming back.
We had 22 and 26.
26.
22 going and 26 came
Oh,
back.
yeah, good. And the weather held, right?
Yes, it was nice. It was lovely.
Perfect. All the state testing is done except for a few stragglers. We did some makeup testing yesterday and we'll do a little bit Monday. I mean, like we have 2 problems to finish, so we're almost done with that. The ELA and math family reports will be available in June and science isn't available until the end of August. They did vote in new ASB officers, so Alex Olson is the president, Aiden Jolly is the vice president, Zach Richter, secretary, Jamie Damon Barrera is treasurer, Jordan Law School Board representative, Shay Johnson, Jonathan Guzman, and Caden Mosich Ramirez are all members at large. And that having that larger group of at large is really going to help ASB. Same thing when you have the athletes and they're busy, they miss the ASB executive sessions, so hopefully this will keep it rolling. Tonight is the high school, middle school band and guitar concert. Softball and baseball did end. Hopefully next year's season is better. The baseball team is a very young team, so they're only getting better. We did run into what we did last year is academic eligibility somewhat issue and injuries, so they didn't have enough players. High school track is over. Kendall Edwards, I mentioned on Tuesday, she did get first place in the discus and second in the shot at the regional, and then she went to the quad district in Tacoma and is done for the season. And Jacob Lofton joined the 1,000-pound club in the lifts in weightlifting, and middle school track is still going. What's my first thing that I
Audit.
Audit, okay. So we did have an audit month ago, 6 weeks ago.
We just wrapped it up.
Laura,
We started about March.
yeah, Laura did, oh, I did, Laura Schmidt did join the exit.
I think you guys all got a report as well from high school.
What happened?
It is a clean audit. I'm on here for a reason. So this was a comprehensive audit. So sometimes there's single audits or comprehensive. This was comprehensive. We had actually clean audit. There were some things from previous audit that we proved we had cleaned up. So that is wonderful. Unfortunately, we have to have a comprehensive audit again next year because we're switching to cumulative. And because we're switching to cumulative, all of our internal processes will change. And so they believe it's necessary to next February, March, make sure we have our processes in place with a whole new financial system. Why I say unfortunately is because comprehensive audits cost more money. So the audit this year was $40,000, and next year they're estimating $42,000.
Usually every other year we do a single audit then comprehensive, and the single audit is just like some grants and different things like that, but the comprehensive is a 2-year, so then they go back and then we have to show contracts and all kinds of stuff like that. So they'll do like, there'll be more technology related to, and I think I was very aware of like the, what they're going to get on for that, as far as, like I said, the software changes and so. But that makes it a comprehensive instead of.
Do they have advice or do they assist you all?
No.
But you know what, if they're looking for something, or if you have a finding, that's certainly advice, right? Because then you're like, we better clean this up, but first was doing a good job, Lisa.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to show you is they've launched, the state auditor's office has launched this FIT tool. And so anybody, it's open, anybody could go to this, you could go to any government agency or we're gonna go to school districts. And so you can look at Concrete versus any other school district or Concrete versus the state. And so it starts with just, this is the 295 school districts, it's the overview. And it tells you that State Auditor's Office this year has completed 487 audits, and there's still 146 in progress. We're done, thank goodness. And then this is of all the districts, 75 are green in general fund, and all government funds, 132 are green. And then you can see how many are red in the general fund area, which is what you're reading in the news for the last 2 years about, oops. Right? But we looked at, I'll show you ours. Here.
School district. Oh, there you go.
Okay, so if you go to ours, and it will tell you, you know, our revenues, our expenditures, and indicators. So we are all in green. If you go and look at pretty much any other school district in Skagit and Whatcom, we're one of the few that's all green. So our general fund is healthy, our other government funds are healthy. And then it goes into, you could go, anybody could go into historical audit reports to see how we've done year after year. So we have the accountability audit, and we have financial and federal audit, and it just goes, well, I guess these top three are all this year. That's why it was comprehensive. Last year was, top two, sorry. Yeah, so you could go back and then you could click on these and read the findings on any of these. So none of it's secret. But I did want to point out that we are green. We will stay green.
There's 5 schools in our state of Washington that are funding conditions, and they're talking about maybe 2 to 3 more going into that. OSBI is making some concessions and letting people borrow out of different things. We just had a bulletin yesterday about that, so that's really bizarre. But they're doing it just to try to.
That's our audit, and then our website, yes. So this is the website we've been talking about all year, that we're going to get a new website, and it was going to happen spring break, and it didn't happen spring break because the guy we needed to do it was on vacation. And then last week, I think it was Wednesday, Nathaniel sent out an email saying the website's down. I went, oh, please tell me that doesn't mean we're switching to the new website without any notice to anybody. But sure enough, that was the day it switched to the new website. Anyway, we're getting good feedback on it. However, there are quite a few pieces of information that didn't convert over that we're working on getting over. So what's nice about it is, so depending on your screen size, you'll get different size of the pictures, or your phone will come across differently. But what's nice is I or other people can just immediately upload pictures. So Jason Miller is sending me the picture of the 100 Mile Club. So after the board meeting, I will go put it on right away, right? So there's not this delay in information. The high school is lucky because we have the yearbook. And so I have access to all the yearbook staff pictures. The elementary, I haven't figured out how to get access to that, or Jennifer, at some point, then she can start uploading pictures, because right now all the pictures are high school. And then we can't just have anybody upload, because we do have a few families that have asked that their students' pictures or names don't get released. And I tend to never put a student's last name on anyway, I just put their first name. So, but again, depending on the size of your screen, you basically hover and it pops up the menus. They're pretty similar to the old ones, and like I said, things still need to be added. Like the Destiny Library should go away because we don't do that anymore, but we'll get there. This will be a summer project to get this all updated. But eventually, the school calendar, for example, will be, let's see if it's set up. Oh, not that one. Should be that you can subscribe to it. And we might not have that set up, but the intent is, if you were, see, so over here, if I were a parent and I had a child at the elementary and the high school, I could subscribe to those calendars on my feed. And then, because we don't put things in those calendars, right? Or, no, you wanna see all of them, or eventually we'd have our facilities calendar here and other calendars, football calendar, baseball calendar, whatever, would show up here, so parents don't have to go hunting for different events, it would just be all on their feed.
Certainly, the first time I'm not there. Really different.
Lisa, can you hit the thing?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
You have no whole business. Authorization of facsimile signature.
Move to approve the resolution 1508, authorization of facsimile signature.
Favor? Resolution 1509, authorization of warrant signature.
Resolution 1509, authorization of warrant signature.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 1510, authorization to invest funds.
Aye.
Resolution 1511, designation of district agent.
I move designation of district agent.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of resolution 1512, designation of auditing officers.
Aye.
1513, appointment of district claims agent.
Aye.
Certified signatures of district personnel authorized to sign school project documents.
I'll move for the approval of resolution 1514, certified signatures of district personnel authorized to sign school construction.
Aye.
Of the classified staffing proposal.
I move we approve the 25-26 classified staffing proposal.
526 USCA 7 through 12 high school coaches extracurricular staffing proposal.
We approve 526 USCA 7 through 12 high school coaches extracurricular staffing proposal.
All in favor?
Approve resolution 1515, delegating authorization to WIOA for the 2025-26 year.
Aye.
Approval of the 25-26 Garfield High School athletics activities code.
526, Concord High School athletics activities code.
Aye.
recess 1506 and 1507.
I move we approve resolution to invest number 1506, 1507.
All in favor? Other comments on non-agenda items?
No.
Meetings, the venue, there will be graduation on Saturday, June 14th. No work session in June, and the regular meeting will be June 16th, so it's not at the end of the month.